Talk Radio.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Ash. Busy show this evening. Kath isn't here, so we can mess around as much as we want. 03444991000, the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Daddy cries. Hang on a minute. That's exciting. That's not what you were meant to hear. But listen to what this is. This is me talking to my eldest son when he's a baby. That was a surprise. You're going to hear me talking like an idiot. I'm talking to a baby. Here we go. Is this it?
Stop slicing. Hey, with I'm the monkeys.
Yes, sing it the monkeys theme.
Hey, monkeys. Walk down the street.
This is brilliant.
Get funny, surprise. Everyone we meet. Hey, with the monkeys. People say monkey around.
Yes.
We're too busy singing.
Who needs DNA?
Put anybody down.
This is what I'm meant to play.
Oh no,
hang on a minute. This is the whole show, guys.
Do what you like to do.
We don't have time to get
Restless.
But there's always something new.
What's after that?
Hey, with monkeys.
This is
People say
fantastic.
monkey around.
Wow.
We're too busy singing. Put anybody down.
But this is what I meant to play.
Ding dong, ding a dong ding. Come on, everybody, join in. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. The party is about to begin. Oh, clap your hands and stamp your feet. Move along with the party beat. There's games to play and songs to sing. So let the music start to swing. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. Come on, everybody, join in. Ding dong, ding a dong ding. The party is about to begin. Oh, ding dong, ding a dong ding. Come on, everybody, join in. Ding dong,
Ding a dong ding, the party is about to begin. Yes, Alan!
Ding dong,
Ding a dong ding, come on everybody, join in. Ding dong dong, ding a dong ding, the party is
will begin.
I got to say, my two children as babies are better singers than either of us, Alan Caddick. Did you hear my kids singing?
Yeah, I did. I'm listening on my beautiful Talk Radio app.
Oh, he's got the Talk Radio app on his telephone. Yeah, that's great. Every time, can I just say, if you listen to the show through the Talk Radio app, for every listener via that app, it's on Android and iPhones, for every listener, I get 50 pence. That's 50 pence, ka-ching, in my pocket. There it goes.
And I think you get more listeners with the Virgin app as well.
Isn't it Virgin Sunday, July the 9th, guys? We're going to kick off with, they choose the tunes, I choose the chat. When I do that show, and I don't want to go on about it too often because it's not, we're on Talk Radio and this is my home and I love it. But they're going to choose the tunes, but I'm allowed to submit to them two potential songs per hour of my own choice. And so I'm wondering if I can slip an Imani Coppola song onto Virgin Radio. Can I?
Or some Japanese pop music.
I think that may be a stretch too far. Or maybe an Ed Sheeran tune. I just don't know. I
thought you might go with 10cc.
10cc? I don't think so. Good evening, Hannah.
Hello, is that Domino's Pizza? Can I order 2 Hawaiian pizza, 1 garlic bread?
No, because the people who eat Hawaiian pizzas are sexual deviants. True story. The guy that invented the Hawaiian pizza that decided putting pineapple on top of a pizza was a good idea. He died 3 weeks ago. There's no joke. There's no punchline. That's a true story, guys. That actually happen. Speaking of people who died, is it Nigel Bond? The guy what done Paddington died yesterday or the day before. 91 years old. The guy what done Paddington. And I got to, can we speak, can we speak honestly? Yeah, good. I really enjoyed the Paddington film a lot. Thought it was a great movie. Looking forward to Paddington 2. But Paddington as a concept, I never got it. I never got it. And partly because when I was a kid, my knuckles, growing up, Paddington, they would always show but at the end of the children's section on BBC, the very last programme was always a really, really dull cartoon. And that would be either the engine, not the refreshers, the perishers, or Paddington. Those were the things that were shown. And I always found them really dull. Now, are there novels? I know there are kind of picture books because I had to read them for my youngest children. I always found them so tedious. I really did. And I know that this is blasphemy. And I don't, Nigel Bond, he's brought more joy to this world than I could ever hope to do. So this is in no way a dissing of someone who has passed on. Good evening, Ed.
Hello.
But the Paddington stories never did it for me. Anyway, that's by the by. That's by the by. Hang on a minute, there's more of my kids talking. High fives. Oh no, that's me giving high fives in New York. I'm so tempted. There are loads of these. Let me see what this is.
Here we go.
All the recordings of my children are me forcing them to sing the Monkeys theme. Let's try this one. Oh. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what that is anyway. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to John. Good evening, John.
Hi, I've got a clip about a clip of Gaunty for you.
We get rid of that. We don't need that. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Pablo. Good evening, Pablo.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. We are 9 minutes into the show and we're already on our fourth call. How's about them apples, guys? Gosh, I'm really earning my £40 tonight. Yes, Pablo?
Yeah, we're just on pepperoni and pineapple.
Pepperoni and pineapple. What it... Sorry?
Nothing? Oh.
I heard a noise.
Oh, it was a seagull. I'm outside.
Okay. I reckon that one of the hardest creatures to kill, if you could catch it, is a bird. And by a bird, I mean something like a gull or a raven or even a blackbird. I could kill a snake easily. Once you've got the snakes, once you've got the just behind the head under your foot, then you just get a spade or a shovel and you just split it. You keep splitting it, and they keep growing new heads and stuff, so it gets tricky. I could kill a snake. I could definitely kill a tortoise. I could... I've killed a dog before now. But a bird, Pablo, a bird. I would really, really struggle to kill a bird, I think.
Well, I think I've called before. I once had to save a baby seagull from my backyard, and I was attacked by many...
Yeah.
Dive bombing seagulls. It was quite a harrowing experience.
If you're following me on Twitter, guys, or on Facebook, you'll see I've posted a couple of new pictures of me, because all the publicity pictures of me are from 7 years ago. There's a lovely black and white one of me looking very young, but it's 7 or 8 years old. So I went and met this lovely lady, Kelly Jo, and I'll tweet her links later at some point, and we went and she took some pictures of me in these old abandoned... there used to be buildings where they would test rockets for the Ministry of Defence, the mods, right? So we were in these old... And they've been abandoned for about 20 years. And we're in these buildings. And we went into one, And I went in there, and there was a pigeon flying around inside. I absolutely cacked my pants, Pablo. I'll be honest with you, I cacked my pants.
I once worked in a pub where the upstairs used to be a functioning kitchen and hadn't been for many years. So it had just not used for about 10 or 15 years. And you'd go up there and you'd basically be able to see the lifespan of a pigeon.
Oh, God.
You'd have live pigeons there all fluttering about.
7 ages of pigeon, yes.
Yeah, newly dead ones, all the way through to, like, mummified remains of pigeons.
Wowzers, that is
great.
Well, you say that's good, but all the time you're telling me that story, this is the music running through my head. It really, it sounds hideously unpleasant. Absolutely hideous.
Well, that was just the pigeons. I haven't moved on to the cats yet.
Hey, Pablo, let's go to John. Good evening, John.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, John.
How's it going?
It's going very well, John. I recognise your voice.
I don't think you do recognise my voice, do you?
Well, I think I do recognise your voice. You don't think I do recognise your voice. How are we going to sort this one out?
There's no way of proving it, but I can only tell you one thing about me.
Okay.
Ian.
Yeah, go on.
And based upon this, you can decide whether you know me or not.
Yes.
I'm very interested in whether people know that Vicky the Viking was a boy.
You've called in before with this.
No, but I'm interested in knowing that. I mean, this is.
I do recognise your voice because you've called in before with exactly the same thing, worrying about whether that people know that Vicky the Viking is a boy. And I said I'd never heard of Vicky the Viking, and Catherine said that she had heard of him, and then we looked him up, and he's got long hair and a girl's name, but it's a boy.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yes.
I mean, I don't...
So I do recognise your voice.
Okay, you can't expect me to know everyone in my life I've ever spoken to.
Well, hang on a minute. No. I'm not having that. You can't expect me to know every caller I've ever spoken to, but how many radio shows have you phoned up? Let's do a Venn diagram. How many radio shows have you phoned up?
I phoned up all the radio shows here.
All of them, right? And how many of them...
doesn't always take my call.
How many... So you phoned up all the radio shows in the world?
All the radio shows.
In the world?
Well, that I know of, that I have access...
How many... OK, this Venn diagram is tricky to draw, but we're going to get there. How many radio shows do you know of?
How many listeners do you have?
Whoa! Those questions are not connected.
Well, they are, because you're asking me to draw a Venn diagram of the number of radio shows.
I'm drawing the Venn diagram. I'm doing the Venn diagram. How many radio shows do you know?
I think I've listened to more radio shows than you have listeners.
Well, we have about 30,000 listeners.
Well, I've listened to 30,002 radio shows.
Okay. And you phoned all of them?
I phoned every single one of them, and I've discussed Vicky the Viking.
On every single one. In that case, John, I apologise. There's no reason you would remember I will remind.
No.
I will fill in some of the blanks for you, John. I will fill in some of the blanks for you. I do remember it being a very dull conversation, but there's no reason for you to remember it.
I think that's unfair. I think that's really unfair.
And we're going to live it again in real time.
I find that quite upsetting.
Okay. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Jesus! So now I'm trying to find this. Apparently, there's loads of clips of my kids singing the Monkeys thing on the computer. We'll start the show in a minute, right? But the first one I played, I labelled it, but now I can't find it, because I've obviously not labelled it properly. Hang on a minute. Cleo?
Hello.
There is a function on iTunes where I can find recently played songs. How do I find it, Cleo? Come on, buddy.
You know what? I hate iTunes.
Yeah, I hate you at the moment, unless you come up with an answer, you son of a gun.
Well, call me a son of a gun, damn it. I don't use iTunes at all.
What is it? Why do some people have beef with iTunes? Because I dig it. I dig it, man. It works. It's groovy.
It's annoying because it's priced to like take charge of all of your music, no matter where it comes from.
Well, yes.
Don't
yes.
like it, and then it changes it to MP4 and all that malarkey, and it's just a...
Well, I can't, but the thing is, I really want to find the clip of my children singing The Monkees, and if the only way I'll be able to find it is to, hang on, is this it? No.
Mark, can you make food dye into a bottle?
No, that's not it. Hang on, is this it? Is this it?
The Flash.
That's not it. I'm never going to find it.
Is there like a history sort of button thing?
You haven't got a clue. I'm talking to an absolute imbecile.
Yeah, just amateur in the world.
Cleo, what you got for us, buddy? On a hot Thursday night. Sorry?
How did your CBT go?
I had CBT today, and I tweeted it, and so many people said, I had that when my mum died, it really helped. And I went, no. I went, and today, what is it, compulsory basic training, I think it stands for.
It is, yes.
And I met a man called Chris at the back of the car park at the Montham Sports Centre in Slough. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
The Montham Sports Centre, I learnt to swim, well, I learnt to swim there, but I used to go there a lot as a kid, right? I haven't been there for years and years and years. The car park, it's a huge car park, it holds, I'm going to say, 400 cars, right?
Ooh.
Guess how much it costs to park there?
400, I'd say it's still expensive, it's just 20 quid.
Yeah. Free. It's free! It must be. Guys, if you're working in London, Birmingham, or the South East or South West, or even Manchester, come and park at the Montham Sports Centre. It's free, and then walk. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. It's free! It must be the only free car park in the whole of the United Kingdom. Slough Borough Council. By the way, can anyone tell me that when you used to drive into Slough, and I noticed this last night, it used to say, "Welcome to Slough, an anti-nuclear town." Don't say that anymore. So is Slough pro-nuclear? The car park is free, so it was heaving. So anyway, I met this bloke called Chris and this young lady whose name I've forgotten. And Chris was quite dry to start with, but we got on. He was smoking a roll-up and he says, "I'm not politically correct," and then proceeded to tell some misogynistic jokes, which, out of politeness, I laughed at. He then proceeded to tell some lesbian jokes. The young lady who was also doing the course with me, I think may have been a lesbian. We laughed out of politeness. And then he said, "Right, so you've ridden a motorbike before, haven't you?" I went, "No." He went, "Oh, F. Oh, F." I said, "I did tell you all this on the phone, Chris. I've never ridden a motorbike before. I've got a car and I can ride a bicycle. And I'm thinking of getting a 125cc scooter." And he said, all right. Well, we'll do it. So he gave us a talk. We talked about helmets and stuff. And, then he got out. He had loads of different bikes. And he was going to give me a bike, and I said, no. It's a scooter. I don't want to learn on a bike. I want it. Yeah. So he got out a 50cc moped, right? And he said, and there was no brake lights on the back. I know. And he said, "Right, I warn you now, this one's got a problem with the fuel. You've really got to rev it to get it going." I'm thinking, sweet Lord, I don't even know what that sentence means, and I have to, in a few minutes, I'm going to have to act on it in front of him. So he got the helmet on and got some gloves on, and I sat on, and it wouldn't start, so he got on and he started it. And he said, "Right, the car park was round." He said, "Right, just ride around the car park for a bit." He talked us through all the buttons and stuff. He said, "Ride around the car park for a bit, see how you get on." Right. So there's Chris, and there's this young lady who's a really nice woman. I've forgotten her name, and if she's listening, I apologise. Right? And I'm going around this car park, and I'm thinking, gotta be cool. Don't let them know that you are cacking your pants. Don't. And as it pulled away, right, I went, "Oh!" like that, and then. And then I couldn't, and then, right, he said, Right, because the throttle, because of the petrol thing, you've got to keep the throttle on maximum, and you slow down and accelerate by using the rear brake.
Aye.
Right? Is that normal on scooters?
It is, and I found out to my cost that you really should do that as well.
So I'm driving around this car park, right? Absolutely bricking it, sweat pouring off me, thinking, this is the worst day of my life. What the hell am I doing? What was I thinking? I'm 44. This is obviously a midlife crisis. And then I started panicking, and I confused throttle and brake. So I'm trying to stop by putting my feet down and doing skids, and then I nearly smacked into a parked car. And then I go round a few times. He says, right, we haven't got room here to do the training. We'll have to go to Langley. It's about 4 miles away. Now, do you want to drive in your car, or do you want to ride the scooter, the moped?
No brake lights.
What?
With no brake lights.
Well, he put red gaffer tape over it.
No, that's all right.
But I mean, literally, the housing of the brake light was gone, and it was a light bulb covered in red gaffer tape, right? And so I said, because I'm a bloke, and I didn't... inside I'm thinking, I'd like to drive in my car there, please, and meet you there. Instead I went, yeah, no, I'll be fine on the scooter. Are you sure? Yeah, no, I'll be fine on the scooter. Yeah, no worries, Chris. And inside I'm thinking, you're an idiot. So we drove, him at the front, the young lady behind me in the middle... Yeah. And bearing in mind, I'd only ridden a scooter for 3.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. We drove from Slough to Langley, main roads, roundabouts. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely petrifying, right? And because of the thing, and again, I don't know if this is a thing with scooters, right? He said it was because of the petrol, right? So if you lowered say you got to the traffic lights, right? So you'd stop, keep the hand on the brake, but I'd lower the revs, because that's kind of what you do. You lower the revs, right? Mm-hmm. But then, when the lights went green and you let go of the brake and you pulled the throttle to make it move, it was, and I counted it, it was 4 seconds before it had any effect on the vehicle. So you'd be there, right, lights go to green, rev, 2, 3, 4! and I would say you would just fly off, right? Anyone who's ever ridden a motorbike will know 50 cc's you don't. But when you're used to travelling in a car and you've got protection around you, suddenly shooting off at 15 miles an hour is terrifying. Anyway, we went and we did the training. I could not do the U-turn. Couldn't do it. Or the figure of 8. And he went, that's all right. And he went, that's all right. I said, are you sure? I'm thinking he's going to fail me because I can't do the figure of 8. He went, nah, that'll do. I was good at the emergency stop. And then we went off because they wanted to eat. So then we went off and got some chips. I didn't have any chips. I'm on a diet. And then we went for like a 40-minute ride. And it was, there was no point in that journey when I was able to relax my shoulders or my anus. Everything I was freezing, right? I'm freezing. Yeah. And literally, this is no word of a lie, the fastest it would go was 27 miles an hour. And that was downhill, right? And of course I'm a big lad, you know, so I'm looking all bent out. And then there were bits where we had to go up a hill, and it's going up at 13 miles an hour. And then we got back, and he went, well done, you've passed, here's your certificates. Well, flipping heck! I've got a certificate!
Hey, I bet it wasn't when you got it though.
Yeah, but do you know what? I don't think I'm going to buy one.
After all that?
Yeah, I cacked myself. Honestly, it was terrifying. Well, here's the thing. I'm working tomorrow morning. I've got sports day in the morning. Then I've got doing a TV job. And then I've asked the TV people to drop me off at a scooter shop. And I'm going to have a look. But
get yourself a Vespa.
No. The thing is, Vespas are like £2,500, I can't afford that much. I'm going to go and look at this shop, but I am not going to buy anything. I'm just going to have a look. I think I've got it out of my system, Cleo.
Oh, see, I thought that you might have had the bug plate and wanted to get one.
No. The bug passed through me. It took 4 hours and the bug passed right through me. I think I'm done, Cleo. I think I'm done on 2 wheels. I'm never doing that again.
You've had an adventure, but I reckon... See, it's like... When I got my CBT done in about 1999.
Yes.
I'd never driven a car.
Yeah.
And my Vespa got delivered.
Uh-oh.
So I actually did the training on the bike I would be riding home on.
Yeah.
I've never driven a car, anything with a motor. I've been nowhere near. And I was with about 10, 12 people. It was a massive place called Righteous Riders.
Righteous Riders!
Yeah.
Right. Here's the thing, by the way, because I passed my test in 1991. If I wanted to, I could go and ride a 50cc bike now without any L plates.
You could, 50. You could.
Isn't that nuts? Isn't that? I could be one of those robbers that drives up and down Hampstead High Street and sees Rolexes and anyway, you were with Righteous Riders.
Yes, and I was the first one there. I got a lift, so I was waiting for everybody else who was like driving in the cars, and they were all like proper midlife crisis blokes wanting big bikes and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and so. Well, you know what I look like.
You're about 4 foot tall and the same in width.
Exactly.
I don't think that's an unfair description, Cleo. Would you say?
No. So when I turned up, and the guy who was running the place went, "Oh, you have to wait out half an hour," and he kept looking at his dead horse and like thinking, and I was thinking he's going to take the piss out of me, weight or whatever. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yellow flag, yellow card. But he went, is that your hairdryer?
Uh-oh.
And I was like, hairdryer? He was like, is it your Vespa? And I was like, oh, is it here? He's like, aye. He was like, yeah, gun on that. I was like, aye. He was like,
can I just say, for all the listeners who speak English, I'm getting about every fifth word as well, and that word is aye. But we'll carry on. We'll carry on. Aye, Captain.
Well, you're going on that. I went, yes, I am going on that old bean. But the thing is, I actually passed before all the old easers.
Yes.
And I was sat for like literally, you had to wait till everybody was finished to get your certificate.
Oh.
And I was sat. Now the problem is,
yes,
the people who delivered the bike said I'd ordered a helmet as well. It was part of the price of the bike.
Yeah.
Guess what wasn't there?
The helmet.
So Righteous Riders went, oh man, we'll have to give him the test helmet. And I was thinking, like, what the hell is a test helmet?
I feel I'm living this in real time, for God's sakes. You've got the time it takes this music to finish to tell this story. Go.
And I was like, is it a helmet that just, like, nut walls with and test the power of it or whatever? What it was the shell of the helmet and just the polystyrene in it loose.
Gonna get your
helmet. So they could show people what a helmet was made of.
Make your helmet loose in a minute. Yeah?
So I had to stick a sort of polystyrene hat on with a helmet over the top of that loose.
Yeah, that'll do.
Late Night Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'm using Ed's technical knowledge to try. I can't find that thing I just played of the kids singing the Monkeys thing. Now I named it, and then Ed, come in. Please don't look at my browser history. Do not open any of the files.
Can you close that tab there? That's just disgusting.
I'm sorry about that, dude. That's actually medical, by the way.
Oh.
You're going to find the last. There must be a way. There was a way on iTunes of doing recently played.
It used to be like an auto playlist or something.
Yes, mate. That's recently added, mate. And
how do you right click on a Mac?
I'm not really sure. What you just control.
There you go. Control.
Yeah,
okay,
control.
Cool. Sorry, I'm not.
Flipping it. I mean, geez, guys. Kath's away for one night and it descends into absolute madness. Let's go to CJ. Good evening, CJ.
Panicky. Absolute panicky.
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 Hey, there should be a word panicky, shouldn't there? Well, there is a word panicky.
There is?
Yeah, there is, panicky.
I'm
I was
really
thinking
happy with
anarchy
something.
combined with panic. Panarchy.
Panicky in the UK.
Yeah.
Hermione Cooper accepted my friend request on Facebook.
Who?
I can't pronounce her name.
Well, you just said Armani Cooper.
Hermione Cooper accepted my friend request on Facebook.
Who's Armani Cooper?
Damn it, I can't pronounce her name.
Well, I don't, until you say her name, I don't know who it is you're talking about.
Hermione Cooper.
Hang on a second, but you're telling me one of these is going to be my kid singing...
Yeah.
Right, I bet...
That's your recently played list.
It isn't. I bet it's...
Unbelievable.
Hang on a minute, it's not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. You have balls.
Let me try again.
No, I don't know what's happened. Oh, God. Armani Cooper has she?
Yeah.
Who?
Your friend from New York.
Oh, Imani Coppola.
Coppola.
There we go.
Oh, sorry, the pronunciation's rubbish.
Yep. The Asians are rubbish. You can't come on the radio and say that. Send them all back to Muslimistan.
But I was going to ring back yesterday because I've got a Michael Jackson story.
Oh, yeah, go on.
And it's to do with mediums and ghost hunters as well, which is interesting.
Oh. Hang on, hang on a minute. What's this?
That's date-headed.
What's this? Oh, it's that bloody song. Yeah, go on. Don't worry about it,
My ex-girlfriend, just after Michael passed away, genuinely thought his ghost was haunting her
Hang on
house.
a minute. Why are you just after Michael passed away? It's Michael Jackson. He died. He got injected in the arse by a rogue doctor.
Oh, but I've got MJ fans, and I don't want them who are listening for me to slater him too much. So.
No. Okay, well, yeah.
But she thought his ghost was haunting her house.
Well, the ghost would have to haunt somebody's house. Why not yours?
Yeah, and she wrote him a letter and left it in the kitchen and said, "Move this object out of the circle to show you're here."
Mate. And what? And did he?
It was moved out of the circle, but it wasn't by Michael Jackson.
Was it by CJ?
It was by me.
See, oh, by the way, we'll always do that as a phone-in. When have you lied to your partner and faked paranormal activity? 0344 499 1000. That's a great... When have you faked paranormal activity? Please, guys, call us now. You'll speak to Emma. She will call you straight back. Yes.
Oh, my goodness. there's a show for night.
There's a show, CJ. Thank you. When have you faked paranormal activity? 0344 499 1000. We used to have a Ouija board made by Waddingtons, and we went to the woods one evening, with some of the upper sixth. I guess we were lower sixth. It was Stanley Gajava, Polish gentlemen, and Richard Kukowski, and the glass only moved when Richard Kukowski's hands were upon it. When he removed them, then nothing happened whatsoever. You know why? Because Ouija boards are bullshit. I really wanted to do... You're not allowed to do a Ouija board on the radio. We've talked about this before. I really wanted to do a Ouija board on the radio. We're not allowed. So then I wanted to go to my friend Scott's shop. Scott's got a T-shirt shop in Uxbridge, which is haunted, apparently. And I wanted to go and record us doing a séance there, either for this show or for the Rabbit Hole. And Scott, who cried during the Babadook... Just leave that to hang in the room a bit. He cried. He's a grown man. He's an adult. And he cried during the Babadook, one of the most boring, insipid, stupid, allegorical films I have ever seen in my life. And he wouldn't let us go to his shop and do a séance. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. What have we talked about so far? We've talked about motorbikes, we've talked about cacking yourself, we've talked about faking supernatural phenomenon. We'll have a little look in the papers in a little bit as well. But you know the score, dear listener. You know the score. I'm going to stand here, for that's how I do it these days, and I'm going to talk stuff to you. You can chip in with any of that stuff you want, or you can call in with your own stuff. Maybe it's something that's happened in the news, something heavy, something light, whatever you fancy. It's all up for grabs. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Let's be having you, Dave. Good evening, Dave. Welcome to the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. If there is nothing else worth listening to at this time of night, Dave, what have you got for us?
Enough said. No, I've got nothing intelligent to say, mate. I met you the other day, you know, when you was down by the Costas and getting your coffee.
Hey, you're the fella with the beard. And now, what do you call those things in your ears? Are they airwaves?
Yeah, well, no, I was thinking that I might go a bit faster if I had them, but it don't really kind of work like that.
You've got those delicious sort of holes in your lobes, haven't you?
Well, it kind of started as, I don't know, someone said to me, you know what, one of those spikes would look really good with your tattoo. So I went, well, you know what? I could do that.
I can go one further than that. I'm going to get bloody great big holes put in my ears.
Well, to be fair, when I did the first one, it was kind of a bit of a silly idea, because I went to Argos, you know, like you do.
Yeah, like you do.
No names or nothing, like, you know. And, yeah, I went to them, and I had my little boy with me, and I goes, "Guess one of those 4-inch spikes. What's the little clear ones for?" Oh. And they goes, "Oh, that's how you're starting." I said, "I ain't got time for that. I'm impatient." I goes, "Guess that 4-inch one, that'll do."
Oh no!
The 4 mil one.
Yeah.
I'll have that. That'll do. And she goes, "You're going to do it now?" And I was like, "Well, I've got my boy looking at me. He was only about 8 then." And I thought, "Well, I've got to do it now, haven't I?" And I whacked it in there, looked all tough. I went, "Yeah, that's lovely. Cheers." And I walked out the shop next day. It was like football. Yeah, didn't really think of that one.
No, you absolute pudding. But yeah, no, you caught me as I was off to get some pictures taken, so I was freshly shaven and I looked like a baby.
Yeah, I did notice how nice your Monkeys t-shirt looked, all nice and ironed and all that kind of stuff was going on. So, I mean,
it did. And now, where did you say your brother lives? He's not in America, is he?
Yeah, he's in Missouri.
Oh, Missouri.
Nowhere.
That was it. Why did he end up in Missouri?
I don't know. He kind of met a young lady, you know, like you do. He was, met his girlfriend, or his now wife, Trish, and he went out there, and he kept going out there, and next thing I know, he said, "I'm moving out there," and off he went. He's been out there 6 years now.
Flipping heck.
Yeah, you know.
It's a bit extreme.
I'm not into his, you know, you're talking like kind of like, you know, ice rocks and things that fall from the sky and tornadoes and stuff. Yeah. No,
thank you, mate.
Do a bit of drizzle.
Yeah. And that is it. What you called in for, Dave? Just to have a chat?
Yeah, just called in just to say hello, mate. It was nice to actually bump into someone. You know, you see all these celebrities, but you never see someone you really want to talk to. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you're very kind.
And I thought, hello. I thought, there's a legend. I've never seen him before.
Well,
that's good.
You're very, very kind.
You know what I mean?
It was nice to meet you too, mate. Thank you very much.
Hey, it's a pleasure calling in, mate. I thought I'd give you a ring. I'll give you a call soon when I've got something interesting.
Nice one, Dave. Thank you, mate. See you later on.
Lovely.
Take care. Bye-bye. What a nice man. What a nice man. Bumped into him the other day just outside the famous Costa that Paul in Stoke Poges constantly bangs on about, which he's not yet spotted me in, which is very, very exciting to know. But anyway, this is Late Night Alternative. Me, Iain Lee. Catherine's not here tonight. She's bunking off. She's coming tomorrow. I'm going to bring fireworks. I'm going to stick one up my bum, and her children are going to light it. That's tomorrow's show. Hey, here's something. I'll do the papers in a minute. So, today's been a day of action. Today has been a day of action. So I went and did this CBT thing, and it was the most... And it was only a 50cc engine. It was the most terrifying thing I have ever experienced in my life. It was awful. I hated it. I don't think I'm ever going to do it again. And that went on until about 10:30 till about 3:30. Went home, had a doze because I was shattered, and then I was woken up, my phone bleeped, and it went, congratulations, you've got a place on the spinning class at the gym. And I'm thinking, oh no, I've forgot that I put myself on the waiting list. I haven't been to the gym. I haven't been to the gym, guys, since I had tonsillitis. I've just not, how long ago was that? A couple of months ago. I've just not had the energy to go to the gym. I've just not had the energy to do it. I can't do it. And I'm kind of thinking, well, I'm getting fat. I need to lose some weight, and I'm not eating much now. As the last couple of days, I'm on that Huel thing. You know, it's one of those shakes. You know, you get like big bags, you get sacks of like dust, and you mix it with water and you shake it, and then you drink it, and you don't need food. And I chose vanilla flavour because I like vanilla. But I'm now sick of vanilla flavour now. I'm really sick of vanilla flavour. I'll have another one of those, please. But it fills you up. It's great, but I thought, oh God, I'm a bit sick of it now. And I thought I must get to the gym and get a bit fit. So, oh, excuse me. There we go. That's the day starting to show. So I put my name down on the waiting list of the gym, and I forgot all about it. Until I got a ping at 5:05 saying, you've got a place in the spinning class. And my first reaction was, oh no, stuff that. No, I don't think we'll be going. But you know when you get an annoying idea in the back of your head, right? And it's just like a tiny little worm. And it just kind of burrows away in your brain and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what was happening, and it was growing to the point where I got up and I went to the gym and I did a spinning class, and I haven't been to the gym for months. I can barely walk. Honestly, I've been so tense all day. So I've been tense on the back of this lawnmower I've been riding around Slough, and then just doing this spinning class, and I was puking. And the instructor finished it 5 minutes early, and some people went, Alex, we've got another 5 minutes to go. I'm thinking, shut up. For God's sake, you do another 5 minutes if you want. I'm going to limp off home and have a shower. Jeez. The things you do to try and get fit. The sun, I know the sun owns us, and we have to bow. We have to all genuflect. This is the weird thing. Every day when we come in here, we have a huge picture. Apparently it's life-size, but I don't think Rupert Murdoch is 7'2". We have to bow and salute and pledge allegiance to the big RM every single day, and I'm happy to do that. The fact that we have to do it naked, I find a little bit odd, but I'm happy to do that. Well, the sun really has gone off the rails recently, guys. Permission to speak freely? Good, thank you. Page 3 is all willies. I don't mean they're showing them. That would be inappropriate. Well, why would it be inappropriate? Why would it be inappropriate to put willies, pictures of willies, in a newspaper? Why would the male sexual member, the vein that pumps life into the ovary of woman, why is that considered to be obscene when all it's doing, it's just, it's a life tube, it's a life pump. It's like, you could blow up balloons using your lips, or you could use a pump. And a pump, if you've ever seen a balloon being blown up by a pump, then it's a whole lot easier and quicker than if you use your lips. And that is how I've explained sex to my children. I think they've got it. 0344 499 1000. I did that as a phone-in once. How did you explain sex to your children? No one phoned in. And I don't know why, because I think it's a genuinely an interesting one. Of course I didn't say balloons and pumps. Of course I didn't. I said pencils and pencil sharpeners. Do you remember that at school? You go up to a boy. Do you like pencils or pencil sharpeners? And they go, what? You go, it's a simple question. What do you prefer? Pencils or pencil sharpeners? And the boy would go, well, pencils. You go, ugh, gay. Gay, Lord. Oh, it's so gay. It's so gay. Because pencil is a penis, and a pencil sharpener is a vagina, and if a boy says he likes a pencil, then he likes a penis, so he's a gay lord. It's the most insane logic. Kids have the most insane logic when it comes to things like that. We had a great one. My favourite one. Are you a Benny tied to a tree? No. Oh, Benny on the loose. That's what we'd say. I did that. I remember reviving that joke for the 11 o'clock show. I actually got paid money to do that joke on television. Going up to people in the street and going, excuse me, are you a Benny tied to a tree? No. Oh, Benny on the loose. Anyway, why am I obsessing about Willys? I'll tell you why. Page 2 of The Sun, owned by Big Roops, Daddy Roops, Daddy Roops here, is all about Willys. Let's go to the Big Willy story first, and by that I mean it's a big story about Willys. Women's private parts get a starring role on TV dating show Naked Attraction tonight. This is on tonight. Outnumbering Willys 2-1. More than 7 vaginas will be shown every minute of the series opener. See what they did there. Last year, Channel 4 showed 96 lady bits and 282 todgers. Tonight there'll be 363 lady bits and 166 todgers. Transgender and pansexual contestants will feature for the first time. I don't even know what this show is. I don't watch TV because it sucks. The programmes suck, and it sucks your soul out of you. I don't know what pansexual is. That's how old I am, guys. That's how out of... The transsexual I know. Pansexual I don't know. But I'm certainly going to order a pamphlet about it and read up on it. Because those guys stroke gals sound like a hell of a lot of fun. But what's this show? So, the Naked Attraction. So, you date people by looking at them naked, do you? The show, presented by Anna Richardson, 46. Here we go. She's a fully clothed dater. Choose from 6 contestants stood naked in frosted glass boxes. Their faces are shown later, and the hopeful strips too. Flip. This is the state of British TV. We gave the world Monty Python. We gave the world... I can't think of any other good TV programmes, but we're giving them this rubbish now? Naked Attraction? Channel 4 claim the show is based on the work of... 0344 499 1000, by the way. Channel 4 claim the show is based on the work of evolutionary psychologists and sexual scientists. Just let that sink in for a minute, guys. Someone at Button 4 has come out and said, oh, no, this show where we just show fannies and willies, actually it's based on evolutionary psychology and sexual science. Sorry? They say nude dating is the key to a successful relationship. These people say that nude dating is the key to a successful relationship. That's why every relationship up until now has fallen apart. Student Dom, 21, from Winchester. Oh, come on. Looks for love. Guess who urged him on? That's right, his mum. Oh, you should go on that show, Dom. Shut up, Mum. Go on the show where you get to show your willy to a woman you've never met before. You'd be good on that. You got a lovely willy, Dom. Mum, got a beautiful willy. I've always said that since you're a baby. Beautiful willy. Producers show 226 vaginas and 23 willies, including his own, as he tries to find a girlfriend. Student Izzy, 22, who is pansexual. Here we go. Here's a definition of pansexual. She's attracted to people that never grow up. Peter Pan, that's a joke. No. She's attracted to people in green felt that can fly. No. Stop it. Attracted to people regardless of their biological sex or gender identity. We used to call that greedy when I was a lad. That's greedy. Also seeks a date. Viewers see 137 Todger shots and 143 close-ups of female bits in her quest. I mean, is that really what the world has gone to, guys? Is that where we are now? That's considered to be entertainment? I don't think so. Good evening, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. Another 2 hours of this nonsense. There's no Kath tonight, so it's me, it's Emma, it's Ed, and it's you, dear listener. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. Here's the phone number, nice and slow. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Good evening, dear listener. This is Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I'm thinking. We'll spend the next hour, we'll take calls straight to air. Let's see how that goes. This is Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Come on, guys. This is so annoying. I think I found it. We'll take calls straight to air. So I've just found on my computer loads of stuff of me recording my kids when they were babies, right? And I think I've just found this. Right?
The monkeys.
Right, so I found that. But then I've found them. Indulge me. I know other people's kids, aren't they boring? Not mine. This is me showing the boys the monkeys' opening titles, right? Listen to the joy in their voices as they watch this. And confusion. Here we go. This is them watching the monkeys' opening titles.
We're going to watch the opening theme to the monkeys. Are you ready?
What about she?
You sit up so you can see it, Kimmy. Can you see?
What's
ready?
she doing?
Here we go.
What's
ready?
She doing?
Steady.
Here we come.
I love it.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Who's that? Ha ha.
Ha ha.
A bike in that is crazy. And lots of bikes in the house, that's crazy.
Can't have bikes in the house, that's crazy.
Having the bars outside. Hey, with the monkeys and stuff.
That's Mickey, Peter, Mickey, Peter, Michael, Peter, Michael, Peter, the monkeys. That's it now. Right, bath time, I think, boys.
There we go, bath time, boys. I think you've had your fun. That's crazy, they're saying. And they're right to say. They're right to say. Onwards and upwards, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. We're going to take calls straight to air for this hour just to see which way the wind blows. The way that works is you phone up, Emma and Ed get to have a chinwag, which I know they both enjoy, and I get to do all the goddamn work. Well, I say work. Someone said to me, "Oh, you're going to be doing 6 radio shows a week. Are you not going to be tired?" I went, "It's not. Come on, guys. It's not proper work. It's just pressing buttons and talk. It's just talking. It's just talking. I'll be talking anyway, so I might as well get paid for it." So you phone up. 0344 499 1000. I see the screen flashing. I touch the screen. You come straight to air. Let me warn you, don't swear. Don't be libelous. I just swore. I pressed the dump button. You at home didn't hear the swear. You on the Periscope, you did. That's how a 7-second delay works. And it's also how to shorten Ed's life by 5 minutes every single time. Every single time in space. One day I'll get caught out and I'll get the sack. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. You, of course, may choose not to call in. That is your, that is up to you, dear listener. I'm feeling feisty. I'm feeling spunky. Speaking of which, there's another Willy story on page 3 of The Sun. Oh, Uncle Roops, what are you doing? A museum has unveiled its oddest item yet, a mummified willy. Isn't there, is it in Amsterdam? Isn't there a museum of willies? Of willies? Actual willies? I'm sure there is. The 7-inch penis, so it's about that big, belonged to an 18th century Englishman. I hadn't read this before I started it. It's quite rude. Oh, dear. The 7-inch penis belonged to an 18th century Englishman who grew rigid as he was hanged. Well hanged, huh? I've never heard the phrase rigid. I've heard the phrase hard and spiky, but never rigid. It will go on show in the Victor Wind Museum of Curiosities, Fine Art and Dicks. I added that last bit myself. In Hackney, East London. Victor said different parts were supposed to have magical powers. Here's the thing. I'm not suggesting you do this at home at all. But apparently, being hanged, I'm not suggesting this, but apparently being hanged causes, in the gentleman, I think it's just the gentleman, arousal. It causes an arousal. And, there used to be, you'd get, snowdrops growing under French gallows. I don't know why it was only in France, because quite often, I don't know how to do this delicately, so I'm just talking about, I'll take that, I'll just talk about body parts, guys. I'm just talking about body parts. Quite often, someone would get hanged, they'd have an erection, and right at the point of death, they would ejaculate. It's just body parts, guys. If you consider that blue, then you should remember this is a late-night phone-in show, and I know that there's a gentleman who complains to Ofcom about everything. We know who you are, Alex. Who complains about everything. I know who you are, Alex. So I look forward to getting that complaint. Log that, Ed. It was at 11:07 on this Thursday night show, because he'll make a complaint, because he always does. Line 1, you're on the wireless. That'll do me, sir. That'll do me. That's a phone call. Playing the theme tune to Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Started watching. There's a newish. It's a year old. There's a newish Pee Wee Herman film on Netflix. It and half good. I love Pee Wee Herman. I just think, to me, he's the American Frank Sidebottom. That naive, innocent, childish thing. And I started watching it with the boys. I'd seen it before, so I knew it was kind of family friendly. And they were in hysterics. Proper laughing out loud. There's a new film on Netflix that was launched today. John Ronson's film. And if you heard the interview with John when we were in New York, you know that he was very excited about it, called Okja, or Okja. I think both are acceptable. And apparently it's amazing. Apparently it is amazing. Here's the thing. Can someone explain this to me? Right, 0344 499 1000. Call straight to air for this hour. How does Netflix get the money, right? Because the film that John Ronson wrote, okay, Okja, which is it's a joy to see Twitter alive with people saying wonderful things about it. The budget was $60 million. $60 million. And then someone was telling me that they'd also spent $100 million on a Dave Chappelle series. That can't be right. That can't even be. Forget that, because that can't be right. I don't believe that. But $60 million, right? Forget the fact that they're making loads of Adam Sandler. They make like a new Adam Sandler film every 3 weeks. I like Adam Sandler, but guys, come on. Ease off on the Sandler, right? How the hell has Netflix got $60 million when, let's be honest, right? And I don't do this, but you've got Netflix, right? You've got Netflix. You're at home, right? And your mother-in-law uses your login, and your sister uses your login, and the bloke next door uses your login, right? And that happens. I'm not condoning it. I don't do it. But we all know that happens, right, so there are potentially only a quarter of the people that actually watch Netflix are paying for it, right? How the hell have they got $60 million to make a movie? How is that possible? Even if everybody who watched it was paying, what is it, $6.99 a month, $7.99 a month, something like that, right? That's like 90 quid a year. That's a lot of 90 quids a year to make a $60 million. I don't understand it. I've got nearly 2,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel, Rabbit Hole, and since March I've made $29. I'm not saying I'm on the same thing, but how on earth does that work? How does that work? I got sucked in today as well. I have got Netflix, and I did have Amazon Prime, but I found most of the programs on there tedious, and part of the package with Prime is you get the TV programs, but you also get next day delivery. But they never really did the next day delivery. It was always rubbish. So I let it expire. I signed up for Amazon Prime again today because it was only 59 quid. They'd knocked 20 quid off. And I saw it and I went, ooh, they've knocked 20 quid off. Come on, guys. It's 20 quid cheaper. So I've signed up to that, and I've got my eyes on, and I said, And I said I would never watch another American television series after being let down by Lost, after being let down by Battlestar Galactica, after being let down by Fringe, terribly let down by Fringe. What the hell was that last series all about? The ending of Series 5 and the whole of Series 6? Come on, guys. Goodness sake, stop wasting my time. I'd never watch another American series, but then people keep saying to me, have you seen American Gods? Have you seen American Gods? And I go, what is it? They said, well, I don't want to say. I said, is it about some normal Americans who are gods? They said, ooh, I don't want to spoil it for you. And I'm thinking, that sounds like Heroes to me. And we all know what Heroes did, guys. Great Series 1. And then it just went, oh, I don't know how to do Series 2 and 3. Let's do a really bad Series 2. And then I tell you what, to make Series 3 better, we'll let the audience decide which characters are in it. No! So I'm not convinced by America. I don't know. I mean, all TV sucks. You guys don't. You guys know that. Otherwise, you'd be watching it now. What? You are? Never mind. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you can do. You're quiet on the phones tonight, guys. And that's all right. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to phone up, then I shall stand here and talk absolute guff. Don't forget, there are loads of different ways you can listen. We mentioned, we spoke to Alan right at the start of the show, who had downloaded the Talk Radio app. Guys, if he can do it, you can do it. On your phones, on your tablets, Talk Radio app, and you can listen to it. That's how I tend to listen to the radio station. You can also listen online at talkradio.co.uk. And tonight, you are getting a frontal view of me. Not from the side, guys, because I'm getting a bit chunky. But you can watch the show taking place live on periscope.tv/Iain Lee. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Good evening, Dave.
Hello, mate. How's it going? All right?
It's going all right, thank you very much indeed, sir. We're taking calls straight to air, so if the keeps ringing, you hang on and we'll get to you. It's going very well. What you got for us?
Well, no, what I was concerned about, you were saying about that Netflix thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree, mate. I've been on there, and the only person in my house that watches it is an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And to be fair, she's even got bored with it. So
well, I've just been told by Edward that Netflix has 99, is that right? 99 million paying subscribers. Why? What Netflix has done, and if they're advertising with us, guys, you really should sign up to them immediately. But Netflix has made us lower our standards as to what is a good film to watch on a Saturday night. Because before, you'd go to Blockbusters, right? Yeah. And you'd go, or ITV or BBC would show a big blockbuster on a Saturday night. Now you go through Netflix, and if it's got 3 stars, you go, oh, that'll do. I've heard of one of those people in it.
Yeah, but the problem is, most of the people who watch it are normally half cut, so they give it a 5-star rating, and no one's actually watching the film. Do you know what I mean?
That is the thing. Hang on a minute, I'm just snipping over it. That is the thing. There are some excellent documentaries on there, right? Some really good documentaries, but most of the movies. Sorry.
Do you know that one with the Brendan Darcy thing? You know that murderer. You know that one where he was supposed to have killed the woman and. Going to let him off and all that. Yeah. That, to me, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
You can't fault that.
That was good. But, and there is some good stuff, and they do some brilliant documentaries. But if you want to watch an actual movie, like an action film, you struggle a little bit. Same with Amazon Prime. You know, I don't know where you would go to get those good movies.
Well, to be fair, you know, you've got Sky and all that. Well, to be fair, you know, they expect so much money.
Yes. I'm just wondering, now that we're owned by the company that owns Sky, I'm assuming I get a VIP box from Sky, where I get to get all the channels for free. I'm assuming that will be coming soon, won't it, Dave? Oh, Dave's fallen down a clog. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. I've changed the angle of the dangle on the periscope, so I'm just trying lots of different... Oh, I nearly fell over there. Just trying lots of different angles and shots. If I put that headphone there, the problem is if it's not on the stand, you might struggle to hear. No, you should be able to hear with that. We'll see how that goes. I'm just trying different angles to make it a little bit more artistic for those people who are watching at home. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll take calls straight to air for this hour. We'll see how we get on. Oh, there we go. Yes, hello?
Hello?
Yeah, no, I thought you fell down.
Hang on, let me go back to normal. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I all went a bit pear-shaped. The missus come in and shouted at me because I was talking too loud. Had the headphones on.
Flipping heck. Really?
No, I got prop. No, she gave me proper, you know, the eagle eyes. Yeah. I went, oh my God. I thought that's like, you know, and I kind of, I panicked and it all went up in the air and, yeah. I'm in the kitchen now.
Well,
so safe.
But have you got anything else to say?
Not particularly. I was on about the Netflix, and that was kind of about it. But I thought I'd ring you back just to let you know I was safe and I didn't fall down the mountain.
Well, I'm so glad that you're safe, Dave. We were worrying about you. We were going to start releasing a fundraising record for you, but you're okay.
It's all safe. Ian, I'll let you go, mate.
Peace and love, Dave. Peace and love. Peace and indeed love. Who's on Periscope tonight? We got Julia. Hello, Julia. Who else is there watching on periscope.tv/Iain Lee? Bryn, Julia, Whatfish, Michelle, Dookie, None the Wiser, Paolo, Hannah, Flipping Kath. Go to bed, you muppet. It's your night off, you absolute pudding. Yes, line one, you're on the wireless.
Hi, Ian. It's Paul from Liverpool.
Hey, Paul from Liverpool. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I'm just chilling tonight. But I was listening to you before talking about television, how bad it is.
Yeah.
And it is pretty dire. I mean, I haven't watched TV for 35 years.
Now, when you say you haven't watched it, is that you've not watched it regularly, or you just you haven't turned a television on for 35 years?
I haven't turned the TV on for 20 years. But I've seen, obviously I've been to friends' houses when it's been on, I've been in a pub when it's been on, but I've never had a TV in my living room.
Yeah.
now that I have TV in the house, you know, I feel really liberated by that.
Yeah, do you know what? 10 years ago, I would have laughed at you and called you a pervert. But as I'm getting older, I get it. And I look back on embarrassment and when I used to have a TV in the bedroom. Flipping heck.
Oh, that is embarrassing, that. But there was some great stuff on in the 70s. I think the 70s was a golden age for television. It was fantastic. The sitcoms and so on.
Well, yeah, and you know what? There are still gems out there. There are still, absolute gems.
Far between.
Yeah, they are. I think they are.
The whole feel of television, it's lost its class. It had a bit of quality in the 70s and 80s. It seems to have gone. But I wanted to talk about something else here. I wanted to talk about hard manual labour.
Oh, yeah. Let's get hard, Paul. Go on.
When was the last time you did some vigorous manual labour? I mean, lifting things, digging ditches, chopping down trees, something for your body, you know?
Yeah, let me have a think. It's been a while. I'm going to be honest. It's been a while.
That's sad, that is.
Well, no, why do you think that's sad?
Well, yesterday I got a phone call from a friend and he said, look, there's 40 beds being delivered to this hotel. I want you to help me lift these beds up the stairs.
Struth.
So 40 beds. At my age, you're kidding, aren't you?
Yeah.
I said, no, you'll do it. So I went along and we lifted the beds okay, but the mattresses were heavy, man. They were really heavy.
Yeah.
But once I've finished it, I had this feeling of I've done something hard with a body. It was just a great buzz, you know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You do feel like you have. You do feel like you've achieved something when you finish.
Feel masculine, Ian. You feel really masculine, like you're a man, and this is what men are for, you know.
Yeah,
Women can't do this. Women can't lift big mattresses upstairs, you know. Can't.
I tell you something, right? When my mum still lived at home, but she wasn't very well, and she'd been in hospital for a while, and she was going to move back home, and the hospital said, right, we'll only let her go back home if you move her bedroom. Move her bed downstairs, right? So I said, all right, I'll do that. I'll do that. And it was a big double bed. And her stairs in her house, it was those kind of stairs. You didn't just go straight up the stairs. You kind of went up about 10 stairs, then sort of round a little corner, and then you went up another 4 or 5 stairs. It wasn't a big house. It was just the way the stairs kind of, you went up and then you turned back on yourself and went up, right? And so I stripped the bed and I got the big double mattress off, right? And I'm carrying it down the stairs and for some reason I'm going backwards, right? And the mattress, I slipped, and the mattress hit me in the chest and pushed me against the wall, but then it got stuck. Yeah. So one end of it is pushing me against the wall, the other end of it is stuck behind the banister. So I couldn't push it. I couldn't push it back. And it was pushing me, and I could feel... it was pushing my chest, and my breath was getting shorter and shorter.
Sounds like a near-death experience.
Mate, it did, and I started to panic. I started to panic, Paul. And I was thinking, for God's sakes, I cannot be found dead like this. This is going to be the most embarrassing...
Squashed by a mattress.
Squashed by a mattress. And I panicked, but I managed to. It took me about half an hour. I managed to kind of wriggle down and get out of it. But, mate, that was probably the last time I ever did anything physical. It's awful.
Maybe you should. But listen, I wanted to make a profound point that it's too much in the head, you see. All this culture you're absorbing on cinema and TV and music and stuff. It's all in it. Your body needs stimulating. You've got to get that balance right, you know.
I think that I think a balance is. You're right. I think the balance is different for different people. And some people, you know, they get more out of physical stuff and less out of movies and art and vice versa. But I went to the gym. I went to the gym today for the first time in months. Yeah. That was something.
Oh, wow.
That was something.
What happened there, Ian? What happened there?
I nearly puked up, mate.
You crushed again?
Here's the thing. I go and do classes at the gym, right? Because I need someone shouting.
Like aerobics or something?
This was a spinning class. I do different ones, but this was a spinning class where you're on a bike and you just pedal like Billy-O. And I pushed it as hard as I could. Well, my voice went, I pushed it as hard as I could, Paul. Because there's no point in doing it if you're going to go and only half do it.
But you've got to pace yourself, obviously, determined by your own fitness, what you can achieve.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you ever do boxercise?
I did it about 10 years ago. I did it for a good couple of years with a bloke called Luke, and it was brilliant. I loved it, actually. Again, and that is better, I think, than an exercise class, because you're learning something. You're learning a skill as well.
Martial arts are good, and just they release a lot of tension, throwing the punches and stuff.
Yeah.
And again, it's great for your soul, you got to get in touch with your inner man. You see, Ian.
Oh God, I think he pulled out years ago. If I'm honest, Paul. Hey, listen, man.
It's there. It's waiting to be rekindled, Ian. I can feel it.
Thank you, buddy. Nice
You're
talking to you.
You're a big lad, and you've got a lot of power, mate.
Take care, man. Thanks a lot. Back. Let's go to line 2. 2, you're on the wireless.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. You sound a bit down. What's wrong, man?
It's Paul.
I know it's Paul. What's wrong?
No, nothing. No, don't worry about it. I'm not going to. I've thought
of
two things. I'd like to say, one, you've just brought up about carrying a mattress.
Yeah.
First thing, it's not the original reason. Anyway.
Hang on a minute. Are you all right? But I'm asking this as not as a mate, but as someone that speaks to you quite a lot. Are you all right? Because you sound a bit distracted tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little bit, but I'm not going to go into it.
All right, fine.
No, I'm fine though. No, I'm fine.
Fine. Well, just let you know that I've noticed that, and I'm hoping that everything is all right.
You did it a few weeks ago and told me to put the phone down for 30 seconds, and I thought that was your trick that you were going to hang up on me. No, you didn't, did you?
No.
And it worked. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm good.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say it on there, no, but never mind. Anyway, you were just talking about mattresses.
Yep.
And picking them up and okay, do you notice, when you pick up a mattress to carry one, you can't help but burst out laughing as soon as you pick it up and carry it?
I don't think I've ever carried a mattress with another human being, but you make it sound so delicious that I might have to,
Yeah, it's true. As soon as you pick up and carry a mattress and have to put it somewhere, I better speak the truth. Everyone automatically bursts into laughter for no reason at all.
This is what we
need.
This is what we need. We need to forget your Prozac, forget your talking therapies. We need to get
CBT.
We need to get blooming mattress therapy.
Yeah. Okay, funny, can I say, right, the reason I called in tonight was Adele.
Yeah.
Okay. She's doing her final 4 nights of her world tour that she's been doing for 18 months.
Yep.
At Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
So second night tonight.
Yeah. Wembley Stadium, that's nuts, isn't it?
Have you heard what she's going to do now? Afterwards?
She's going to retire?
She's going to give up, yeah. She's going to give up.
Well, no, is she actually going to give up? Or
that's what she said. Okay, money might talk in the future. Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
But she has said she hates performing. She always has done. And it's been a pressure for her. But she's gone around the world for this world tour for 18 months.
Yeah.
And she wants to finish the final 4 nights in London at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, because she was so unreliable before for doing live shows because she hated it.
Yeah.
She couldn't get insurance for the world tour she wanted to do.
Oh, flipping it.
But once she said she was going to do the final 4 nights at Wembley Stadium, that's how she got insurance for it.
Oh, well, you see, I like Adele, and people knock Adele. I'm not a massive fan of her music. I like that big album, the first album that she had, but I'm not a massive fan of her music. But
okay, she's had to go for a lot of things to get on stage. Do you know last night she broke the record for the biggest audience in Wembley Stadium last night?
Well, good for her.
98,000 people. Broke U2. Yeah, broke flipping U2. Sub Bonio.
Well, well, good for her, because I think she's a talent, and it's easy to knock her.
She wants to give up and just raise a family.
Yeah.
And Now, how many of our agents and managers are going to go nuts at that, and our record company?
There must be a point when you make so much money that you just think, I don't need to do this anymore.
It's like, why do these sportsmen carry on sometimes? Andy Murray, things like that. He's won 2 Wimbledons, a US Open. Why carry on? Be away from your family all the year.
Yep. Knock it on the head.
That's the prediction I make, okay, that might be in the news in the next couple of days. Andy Murray won't be doing Wimbledon this year.
Well,
that's the prediction I make.
Let's see what happens. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee. Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Dear listener, take calls straight to air for this hour, just to see where it goes. I've stopped doing Periscope for a bit because there's some dickheads on there. I've blocked them. But for goodness sakes, guys, come on. For goodness sakes, this is it's a little bit silly. Well, look, here's an email, look, from someone. Here's an email from an old listener that starts off, I can't believe I'm writing this, but hey-ho. Delete. Right, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give me a call, we'll take calls straight to air for a little bit, and we will see where that goes. Oh, the Express has done a weird thing today. The Express has done a really weird thing where, there isn't really much going on in the papers, is there? There's not much news, there's there's not much news. I mean, Hillsborough, yeah, okay, of course, and Grenfell, okay. So they're big news stories, but the Express has done what the Mirror normally does. And it's done a story of... it's done a whole page of just filler. It's a whole page of just filler, right? Facts to leave you speechless. It's just a page of facts. Now, I don't know how true these facts are. But they're in the newspaper, so it must be real, guys. It must be real. These are taken from some book. 1,234 QI facts to leave you speechless. Why would you buy a book like that? That's, I guess, is what we used to call in the 70s a toilet book. So you'd go into someone's house, you'd be invited there, I imagine, you'd be a guest, and you'd have a big lunch, and you'd go and use their bathroom, and while you were sat down, you'd go, I'm a bit bored, oh look, there's a book here about facts. Why would you touch a book in someone's toilet? Just imagine the germs that are living on there. So I don't quite know why you'd buy a book like this, but... the astronomer who coined the term Big Bang did not believe in it. Well, that's something. Here we go. Oh, no, this is a good fact. This is a brilliant fact. How do we know this, though? That's what I want to know. How do we know this? Ed, get your headphones and your microphone on, because this is going to blow your mind.
Standing by.
How many tons of ice are there on the moon? How many tons of ice? I don't know how they know this.
I didn't even realise there was water on the moon to turn into ice.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's a fact. It's got to be a fact. How many tons of ice on the moon?
Well, since I don't think there's any water on there, I'm just going to guess 0, but I know I'm going to be wrong now.
There's at least 1 billion tons of ice on the moon.
What?
How do they know that?
You don't reckon someone just looked at the moon and said, yeah, I reckon it's 1 billion.
It's got to be about 1 billion.
It's got to be about that much.
At least 1 billion. How do they know that? No, this doesn't make sense. This can't be real. This can't be real. Right. I don't even understand this one. How many people have been killed by a boa constrictor?
How many people... Okay.
Have been killed by a boa constrictor?
About 1 billion? No, 1,000?
One.
No.
It says here...
Wait. You're saying there's about 1 billion tons of ice on the moon, and only one person's been killed by a boa constrictor.
It's not April the 1st, is it? No. The only person ever killed by a boa constrictor was an escapologist who got into a coffin with one. That can't be true.
There must be someone else.
If you were killed by a boa constrictor, 0344 499 1000. Oh, man! Now I know why these books sell. This is brilliant. Glitter was invented by accident by a cattle rancher from New Jersey. How do you invent glitter? What was he doing? What was like? How did the first person milked a cow realise that, you know, milk could come out of it? But how do you accidentally invent glitter?
As a cattle rancher as well.
Yeah.
Was he trying to throw a party for the cows or something? He thought, I'm just going to cut up some little bits of...
About 1 billion. Hang on a minute. 8 out of 10 UK vegetarians will end up eating meat. Yes, true.
I mean, this is all the information that you need for a pub quiz that you'll only ever use once.
Nando's is the world's biggest buyer of South African art.
Well, there's a good business. There's my next career move. I'll start making South African art.
Here we go. English has more words for the noises dogs make than any other language. Well, hang on. What words are there? Right. Bark.
Woof.
Woof. Rough. Whine. We got 4.
Grr.
Grr. Grr.
Which is kind of growl.
Growl.
There's another one.
We got 6. Don't Google it. Google doesn't exist on this show. You're not on the Howard show now where you've got to type in, you Google absolute weirdo that believes bullshit. Oh yeah, there's his number. We'll get him on.
It's on your screen, his suggestion.
Whitley, why don't you tell me about when you disappeared at an airport? Well, Howard, I was at an airport and I lost 40 minutes of my life. My bag was just lying on the floor and I said to the guy, what is that doing there? And he said, well, everybody left 40 minutes ago. And I think I remember being taken away by a police officer, but I just don't know what happened. All right, Whitley. All right, mate. You got boozed up on the plane, buddy. And you were absolutely steaming drunk. 40 minutes. All right, buddy. All right. You're not paranoid. You're not a fruitcake. All right, Whitley. You wrote a good film in the 90s. Let's carry on. I love Howard's show, by the way. That's not me dissing it. I love it. And Emma works on Howard's show from time to time. And it's a joy, but listening to Whitley Strieber, and I've read his books years and years ago. Well, Howard, I lost 40 minutes at an airport, and I just cannot explain it. I've had a past life regression, and it didn't really reveal much. Of course it didn't, because that's rubbish as well.
I lose about 8 hours a night. I just wake up in my bed and say, how did I get here? What happened?
We've got bark, woof, rough, whine, grr, growl. That's 6. We've got 6 words for the noises dog. Whinny? No, that's
Yap was a suggestion from Emma.
Nap.
Yap.
Yap, yeah, we go. Yeah, Jake, yap, we'll have that. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Is it you that's just sent me this Star Wars for kids?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, there's loads of them.
I know, but my sister sent me a photo of it from New Zealand. They got it out of the library for a niece.
Yeah.
For my niece, sorry.
Yeah.
And she just could not stop laughing the fact that there's a Star Wars for kids book like this about, how people can be friends with
Some
Star
friends
Wars.
have their ups and downs. I'm reading it now. Some friends have their ups and downs. Lando Calrissian tricks Han, but they become friends again. I was disappointed. He was Lando Geek Alert for 2 minutes. Lando Calrissian wasn't in the last Star Wars movie, the new Star Wars movie, was he?
No.
That was a failure on their part, guys. Here's my prediction: the next Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, is going to be boring. Why? Because it's going to be an exact copy, but bigger, of The Empire Strikes Back. Like the first one was a copy of the first Star Wars Episode 4, and Empire Strikes Back was boring. Because he's just on a planet training, and that's what happens. She'll go onto that mountain with Luke Skywalker. He'll train her to be a Jedi. He'll go and fight Han Solo's son, and Han Solo's son will kill him, and he'll come back as a ghost.
Well, isn't that the rule that the middle one of the trilogy is always boring? I mean,
Back to the Future 2, Godfather 2.
I'm talking Star Wars specifically.
Here's the thing. I think I'm the only person in the world that thinks the best Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. I love that film. The CGI is terrible, awful. It's like a video game on an Amiga. But in terms of action, it's just nuts. The bit when the Jedis are in like that arena, and they're just war after that, battles everywhere. It's insanely violent.
See, I know my next comment you're going to tell me to take my headphones off and turn off my mic straight away.
Go on.
But I kind of thought it just kept dragging on a little bit.
Well, you know that. I'm aware that I am the lone voice in the wilderness in defence of Revenge of the Sith. I'm not really a massive fan of Star Wars anyway. Here, I'll give you a fact. Guess what the world record is for the most people sat on one chair?
About a
billion.
It's going to be something ridiculous. It's going to be like a massive chair, isn't it? It's going to have fit like 5,000 people or something.
It's 1,831. 1,831. Let me just take this call. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Now we're talking. This is a radio show. This is a show. That was better. Thank you very much. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Why did Constantinople get the works?
That's nobody's business but the Turks. There we go, you see. You know that song? Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. It's a good song, that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I think we've exhausted all of the facts. This is... See, I like it. Dear Father Christmas, can I have this book for Christmas? Mankind has reached 20 billion miles beyond Earth, but only 7.5 miles inside it. And that has always struck me as odd, right? Why haven't we just dug like as deep as we can go, all the way through? Why haven't we done that to see what's right at the centre of the Earth? It's only guesswork. It's hypothesis, isn't it? It's hypothesis. We don't know for sure. Let's dig it. Let's drill it. If I was Donald Trump, forget the wall, right? I'm going to build a wall. It's going to be the best wall you've ever seen. Forget that, right? I'm going to dig a hole. I'm going to dig the biggest hole you've ever seen. This hole is going to blow. I'm the best at digging holes. This is the best, deepest hole ever. America is going to have the... He should, instead of going, we're going to send people to Mars. No. We're going to send people to the centre of the Earth. It's going to be the best. That's what they should do. I'd love that.
Well, they've got a spare tunnelling machine from that Crossrail thing.
Exactly.
Instead of going just going straight, just point it downwards.
Exactly. Just let it go. Lord Lucan was once asked to audition for James Bond. I mean, this is actually a delicious book. I'm going to stop. Don't worry. If you want to phone in, we'll do Call Straight to Air for the whole night. If you want to phone in, that's groovy. But I'm kind of guessing you don't because Kath ain't here. You absolute tarts. So 0344 499 1000. So I'm just going to read stuff. I won't do facts all night. Don't worry, because I'm aware it can get a bit boring. Hang on. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Your mum's got balls and your dad loves it.
Sorry? What was that? It's a very heavy Scottish accent. How do I ring that person back? How do we ring that? Do we have the technology? Can you ring that person back and put them straight through? Because I didn't hear what they said. Don't think it was a swear word. Was that ringing? That's, can I, hang on a minute. I'll do it. Hang on. All right, hang up on that. I'll ring it. There we go. There must be an easier way of doing this. Do you know, it's I can't do...
Sorry, it is not...
Oh, he bottled it! Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, dude. He bottled it! Come on, man. Oh, well, he bottled it. That's a shame. I didn't hear what he said. It could have been the most offensive thing ever, or the funniest thing. Oh, God, dude. No, it's not, I don't know what. Let's try one more time. He switched his phone off. That, to me, sounds like a chicken. That's what that sounds like. I think we've done... Oh, no, there was one. Where was it? It was about tattoos. Oh, where is it? Astronauts' eyes get flatter in space, yes. The only meteorite known to have hit a person is called the Hodges meteorite. It slightly injured Mrs. Ann Hodges in Alabama in 1954. Where is the one about tattoos? There are more tattoos on British teachers than there are on members of the armed services. Guys, them's the facts. Them's your actual facts. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We don't call you back tonight. We're going to take calls straight to air. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself like a lonely old man. Which in many ways, that's exactly what I am, a very lonely old man. Tomorrow's show, I'm supposed to be letting off fireworks from my bum in front of Catherine's children, who are aged 8 and 5 years old. But I'm now thinking I might not be able to get to the fireworks shop tomorrow. I know where there's a fireworks shop near me in Slough. But I just don't think I'm going to be able to get to the fireworks shop tomorrow, which is a shame. So maybe we will... Oh, he's ringing now. Maybe we'll have to do the fireworks next week. Is he going to have the balls to answer the phone? We're phoning a chicken. That's what it sounds like. Oh, that's so sad. I wanted to find out what you said. That's a very loud ring, isn't it? Very loud ring. Dude, I'm not going to have a go at you. Honestly, I didn't hear what you said. If you're listening on the radio...
The mobile number you have called is currently unavailable. Please try again later.
Right, here's the thing. How come when I phone some mobile phones up, they don't have answer phone messaging, call messaging? Yes, line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, line 2.
Hello, is that Ian Lee?
Is that line 2?
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin?
Yes, mate.
Hello, Kevin, yes.
All right, mate, I've been listening to your programme for about... I'm at work at the moment, so if you hear a lot of noise in the background, I work in the steel works.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, well, you'll hear it in a bit.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic, yeah.
I've been listening to your show for about, I used to listen to Other Side, as you call it. It's absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed you.
Now, when you say amazing, do you mean like amazing because it's so brilliant, or amazing that this rubbish is broadcast on the radio?
Well, you're right what you say about there's nothing else on radio like it, I must admit. Because, like, you know, I don't like topics. The people that phone you, I even look forward to people that phone you up, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's different. It's completely different, and I can't believe that more people don't listen.
Well, no one listens. There's literally about 52 people listening to this show right now.
Well, I can't believe it because, well, it could because it's that time of night.
Yeah.
But I mean, I work nights regularly. I've been working nights for 20 years.
Well,
sorry, mate. I'm listening to radio at the same time. I'll talk to you.
Well, that'll blow your mind. You can't do that. There's a massive delay. Well, listen, I'm glad you found us. Please spread the word around the steel. What do you do at the steelworks?
I'm a fettler. And I bet you don't know what that is.
No, I haven't got a clue.
Old-fashioned name for a grinder.
Oh, grinder's got a completely different meaning these days, but
not that grinder. but yeah, we do work with big tools.
Oh well, listen. You keep on. Is it dangerous what you do?
Fairly dangerous. A lot of sports and whatever. But I'm not doing it at the moment.
Good. That's good.
Health and safety.
Nice one. Well, listen.
One thing, Ian, just before you go.
Yeah, go on.
Billy Idol. It's absolutely. It does me minded.
Mate, I cannot stop listening to that. I cannot stop listening to that autobiography, and I've nearly finished it now. I've got about half an hour left, and it is insane. I'll play another bit after the news.
Well, I just can't believe how pretentious it is.
Oh, you
can't stop listening to it.
It's addictive. Listen, I've got to move because I'm going to the news. Thank you for listening. Spread the word. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Oh, no. I've just been sent an email saying that I could interview Nick Broomfield tomorrow, one of my favourite people in the world. And I can't do it. It's at 2:30, and I will be working, and I won't be anywhere near it. Oh, bum. Never mind. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Thank you to someone on Twitter. You're in trouble, Ed. Yeah, you're in trouble. Someone has grassed you right up, sunshine, and you're going to get both barrels after the news at midnight.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Twisted state of bliss, indulging in such hatefulness. I just need a prequel to redeem my evil, 'cause I wasn't always like this. Seeing couples hand in hand makes it hard for me to understand. Me without you, you without me. Give me some. I'm a high hater. I run with the best like
John is, for God's sakes, people. John is getting arsey with me on Twitter because I've stopped the Periscope feed a few times. Guys, it's a bonus, right? It's bonus. It's radio, right? It's the main thing is the radio show that you listen to on your DAB or on your computers. Periscope is a bonus. The reason I stopped it once is because there are idiots on there, and I had to stop it a couple of times trying to get rid of these idiots, and then I've just stopped it, and it's back. Dude, John, calm down, dude. Calm down. It's bonus. It's bonus. If you're not happy with it, you get full cash refund. I tell you, here's the thing. If you're not happy with the Periscope feed, I will give you your money back. All right? Every penny you've spent on it, I will give it back to you. How's about them apples? Good evening. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Why have we changed the name? Well, I'll tell you why. Because all of the other radio shows right now are doing exactly the same thing. They'll be talking about Muslimic extremists. They'll be banging on about some depressing story in the news. They'll be telling you who you should hate. They will be stirring up fear and tension. And we're not. We can talk about those things. If you want to call in about those things, you are very, very welcome to do that thing. But otherwise, we'll just sit here and talk nonsense, which you can chip in with. And you can call in about anything. You can call in about the big news stories, the horrible news stories. You can phone in and say, my head is exploding and I think I want to kill myself. You can phone in and talk absolute guff about you saw a funny dog with... Hey, by the way, isn't the best thing you can see in the world a small dog with only 2 front legs and wheels at the back? That is... You see him running like that. You ever seen that? Oh, man, it's delicious. I'm tempted to amputate my dog's rear legs. I've got some wheels that would fit perfectly. How do they get stuck on there? Well, some of them have a strap on, don't they? Steady. I'd be tempted to staple them. I don't know. 0344 499 1000. Catherine, my producer, is not here tonight. It's Ed and it's Emma. And it's always different when different people are producing. People think that you may not think that, it's different. It's different for me. So I'm just sat here and we had about 15 calls the first hour, about 6 in the second hour, and we may not get any in this third hour. And that's absolutely fine. But to make it a little bit more spicy, my boys don't know the difference between spicy and fizzy. They don't like fizzy pop because it's too spicy. Well, I mean fizzy, but they don't like it, and it's brilliant because of that. But to make it a little bit more spicy or fizzy for the last hour of the show, we are taking calls straight to air. What does that mean? Well, normally when you phone up a radio station, you'll talk to the producer, or as callers call them, I was speaking to your researcher. You'll speak to the producer and they'll take your name and number and call you straight back, right? Well, when called straight to air, I've got a switchboard in front of me, and if people phone up, I will see them calling in, and I touch the screen, and you come straight to air. The only rules are don't swear, don't be libelous, but there is a 7-second delay, so I can dump it if you do. Now, Ed, microphone.
Hi.
Have you got any messages for me?
There was a guy that called the other night.
No.
No?
No.
Is it something to do from last night that I was meant to remind you about today?
Absolutely spot on, 100% correct, sir, yes.
Did you not get my email?
No, sir.
Oh, you've got an email.
You absolute dick. Sent at 5 minutes past 12. Hey, yeah. Don't forget the topic. Food that you love but is disgusting, or something like that. That was going to be the thrust of the show. We've had no calls, and it's because of that. It was a wicked topic. You can't. And the thing is, that is. And thank you, Sally, for grassing Ed up. And I don't normally like it. Actually, I love a grass,
especially when it's still with me.
I love a grass. I really do. I think grasses should be. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a super grass. I don't even know what a super grass is now, but I want to be one. But that is such a good topic. You can't throw that out at 9 minutes past 12 when everyone's switched off. You can't do that. But we'll do it. But it's too good to waste on the dregs that listen. Not you, I'm talking about the other dregs that listen after midnight. What is it? Food? I can't remember myself. Food that you eat, but is this...
I took a photo of it. I wrote it down. I took a photo of it. Foods that disgust you, but you keep eating anyway.
Foods that disgust you. Disgust you. Disgust you.
Foods that talk... when the cheeseburger starts talking about you behind your back.
Foods that disgust you, but you eat anyway. And this all started because of cheesy footballs. We're talking about cheesy footballs. And cheesy footballs are rank, but you can't... There's a bowl of cheese... I don't know if you even get them anymore. If there's a bowl of cheesy footballs, you'll eat them. So they're like little round crisps. But inside, it's like a sort of about a third of a Dairy Lee. And they're rank and they're weird and it's disgusting, but you can't say no to them. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, line 1. You're on the wireless.
Is that you, Ian?
Yes, it is.
How are you?
I feel like
Steve from Southport. I spoke to you about 5-6 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I'm all right, Steve. I'm struggling a bit tonight, but I'm all right. How are you?
Right. I thought you was having a bit of a meltdown, actually.
You could tell? I thought I was hiding it so well.
Well, yeah, because I was getting, like, I had it on, it was quite funny because I'm at work like you, and I had it on in the background.
Yeah.
And when you started going on about pencils, I had to turn it off because there was someone in the office. It was quite funny, actually.
Oh, blimey. What are you doing at this time of night?
I am, well, if I can say it to you, I work in a hostel.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like a security guard of a night, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, God, I bet you see some characters.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, good
I
for you.
see some people, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a fun job. It's good. You know,
I really think that all of us are, a couple of bad decisions and a couple of bad bits of luck, and we could end up, we could end up in places like that. It's
Yeah, you see some, you see some sad things, Ian, and you see things that are self-inflicted, yeah?
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
I know exactly what you mean.
It's just part of life, unfortunately. It comes all back to, I don't know, it comes back to, if you don't mind me saying, the country and they give a good kick up the arse.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But, in certain areas, someone showing a little...
Steve,
sorry.
No, I was going to say, are you, now, obviously you're security working overnight.
Yeah.
Where do you go and have a little doze?
You can't.
No, come on.
Because, when I'm being serious with you, when you mean a doze, I mean come 5 o'clock in the morning, you can sit in the chair and shut your eyes.
Yeah.
But I can't go anywhere because I've got cameras in my face.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've got people in and out, do you know what I'm saying?
Big Brother is watching Steve.
Yeah, I've got cameras watching my cameras. So you got to be lively, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
But it's a good job, eh?
Good.
It's a good job.
Good.
I mean, you get some satisfaction out of it, but like you said, and you've said many a time on the radio, there's a lot of things that could be put right.
Yeah, of course.
But one of the reasons I rang you,
yes, Stephen,
and I know what you said, and I totally back you 100%. That's why I like ringing in now and again.
Yeah.
I just want, but please don't think I'm just ringing out the whinge because I'm not. But
go on.
You're going to laugh now, I know you. The Corbyn this week, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just thought to myself, do you know what, in my life, like, my dad was in the parish,
Yeah.
And it just wound me up that even if say, for example, I didn't like you and you didn't like me, yeah?
Yes.
All right, okay, all right, if we were in company together, we might just say a quick hello and that'd be it, yeah? There'd be no chatting like we are, right?
Yeah.
That's just respect between the two of us.
Yeah.
But doesn't it come to something when you get a geezer supposed to be full-grown adult, supposed to have brains, when everyone else has a little bow to the Queen and he stands there laughing, thinks he's a clever arse, yeah?
Here's the thing about that.
Go on.
He wasn't meant to bow to... This is what I heard. He wasn't meant to bow to the Queen, and neither was Theresa May. She's the one that got it wrong. Because you're talking about the reading of the bill in Parliament and all of that, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, well, I apologise.
Well, no, I don't know this for sure because in the days of fake news, Steve, I don't know who to believe. But what I read somewhere was that it's really weird, specific etiquette in that situation, and that the front benchers aren't supposed to bow; it's everyone else. But Theresa May curtsied, and she got it wrong. Now, I'm 70% sure that that's right.
Oh, well, I apologise then.
But I've got a 30%. I've got a 30%. 30% that I might be wrong. So maybe someone listening might know a little bit more than we do.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll take my hat off to you because that goes to show that, like you say many a time, sometimes you got to know your own work before you say stuff. Yeah.
Well, I did have a little read up on it, and that is what I found. But again, you can't listen, man. I read it on the internet. You can't believe anything you read on the internet.
I know, I just can't, I know that people will go, start crying and all that like they do, yeah? I just cannot stand the geezer, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just something about him, it gives me the creeps, you know what I mean?
Can I tell you what I like about him? Right.
Go on.
He's always got a vest on, and you can see it through his shirt. Everything, he's got a vest on. Even if he's in the TV studio, I'm thinking, why are you wearing a vest, man? And he's got his shirt and tie on, and you can see it through there. Honestly, you watch him. Now I've said it, Steve. You will not be able to not spot his vest.
I will. I'll be looking for that.
Who wears a vest in 2017?
I know. Oh God, that takes me back to some time.
I haven't worn a vest since I was about 9.
Yeah, crikey. I remember I couldn't get out of the frigging house without having to wear a tie.
Yeah. Oh,
My man would go mental.
I'm going to start bringing ties back. I think, because I like ties, and no one wears ties anymore.
Do you know what, Ian, right? I don't care what youngsters come on. I don't care who's out there, as they say in these day and ages, with style. I'll tell you what, no doubt about it. Back then, the lads looked smart.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They all went out like in suits, ties, crombies.
They may have been putting the boot in your head and literally stabbing you in the cheek, but they looked smart, Steve, when they were doing it, didn't they?
I love that. It's great.
Do you know what I'm going to watch this weekend? I'm going to watch Quadrophenia.
Oh yeah, that's a brilliant film.
It's great. I've not seen it for a few years, and
you know what, Ian? I went to school in Peterborough because my mum and dad moved down to Peterborough. Yeah. I went to school, and I'll never forget being so scared in all my life. I was at a Roman Catholic school.
Yeah.
And I went into the town centre one Friday with all my mates after school, like you do. Yeah. And I got in there. I'll never forget it. There was all these motorbikes, and this crew was called the Iron Horsemen.
Oh, flipping heck.
And they were all on their bikes, with chains and bits of wood. I absolute crapped it. I run down there. I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, we're all going to die here.
Yeah.
And that was back then.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
But they looked good, though, didn't they? They looked smart. Steve, listen, I've got to go. I'm late for a break. Don't fall asleep.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, lad.
Don't fall asleep.
I will. See you, Ray.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ta. 03444991000. I enjoyed that. We'll take calls straight to air. I can see a couple of people calling in. Stay there. I'll come to you after this.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Line 1, you're on the wireless. Taking calls straight to air for the last 40 minutes of the show. Good evening, Line 1.
Hi, is it me again, Paul?
Yes, it is, Paul.
Okay. One thing I will say, two things I will say.
Three things.
About on the same subject.
Yes.
Something that's disgusting to eat, but you can't help it sometimes.
Yeah.
Can I name the brand? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
A Rustler's microwave burger.
Oh yeah, any microwave burgers.
Okay, a russet, but it's got to be russet. Yeah,
I tell you what,
you have to eat it, don't you?
I remember when they brought out microwave pizzas. I remember that was a big thing, and they were disgusting, but we'd still eat them. But yeah, I'll have a Rustler's and hate every bite of it, but love every bite of it.
Yeah. When you've had a few, I know you don't drink anymore, but when you've had a few,
yeah.
When all the kebab shops are shut, but there's a little Asian store open that still sell them.
Yeah.
A Rustler's microwave burger. Yeah, you'll eat it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Anything else?
Can I finally say I was on a fish? I don't really. I've only fished once because I've done fishing once.
It's boring.
Because my parents took me on a holiday to the Norfolk Broads, and we hired a like self-catering place that was on the Norfolk Broads, right by the river. A place called Wroxham, of all places. Yeah. Okay. And they had a whole shopping place there called Roy's of Wroxham, believe it or not. Yeah. Okay. They had a supermarket, everything. Yeah. It was called Wroxham.
Right.
And my dad bought us a fishing kit that was from Argos, yeah, so we could try and fish there for whatever. And we bought some maggots and everything from the local place.
Yes, Paul, I'm losing the will to live at this story, but go on, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, okay. Right. I went fishing once with a guy that knew about his fishing, and he was fishing for catfish.
Yeah.
Okay, we went off early in the morning, and I was hungry, so I ordered Rustler's burger, and I put it in the microwave of the garage station.
Yes.
And then the bait he had making his own in his fridge was made of cheese, mouldy cheese.
Yes.
Okay, and just before we went to the place for fish for it...
Please, yes, we finish at 1.
He put this mouldy cheese bait he'd made in the microwave to heat up. Oh, my God. Talk about stink the place out.
Well, hang on, this story had better end with you eating that mouldy cheese bait.
No, he called...
Good evening. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
All right, Ian. I'm one of the post-midnight dregs that listens to
you. well, shame on you. You should know better. You should be asleep now or listening to something good.
Absolutely. I mean, it's good not to have to talk to a researcher when you call in. It's amazing that you pointed out that they always ring up Radio 5 Live and that and say that it was good. You know, it's just been talking to your researcher.
As I said to your researcher, but then we don't have that. Researchers don't work in radio. There's no researchers.
Yeah, what is that? I mean, they're people that answer the phone. They're producers.
And there's another one. But Paul just did it then inadvertently. We said, can I mention the brand name? Well, yeah, you can. Unless you're going to say, you know, such and such murders babies. You know, yes, you can mention brand names and supermarket. Yes, you can. You can do that. That's fine.
And they always say, great show. Like, there's a show on Talk Sport where, like, it's quite a good show, but they always say great show. And I think, does the person that takes the phone call tell them to say it's a great show when they call in?
Which show is that? Is that Jason and Andy?
No, because I listen to you. I don't listen to that anymore.
Thank you.
No, it's Adrian Durham.
Okay, well, because sometimes my show is great. Sometimes, occasionally, it's brilliant, and sometimes it's a bit ropey. And you know, I'm not gonna dress it mutton up as lamb. If it's a bit ropey, I'll say, you know what, I think it's not quite hitting firing on all cylinders. But tonight has been a weird, odd, unusual show, and that's all I can hope for.
Well, no, but I notice your callers don't say great show. You know, even if like they're more sort of down to earth. You know, they just get into it. You know, or they're drunk or whatever.
Yeah, yes.
But also, you know, Billy Idol.
Yeah.
He reminds me of one of your callers. Do you know which one?
Nigel from Maidstone.
Not him, but he sounds like a more pretentious version of Andre to me.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that, yeah, definitely.
If you got Andre to read some of that book, because I don't think Billy Idol with respect will come on your programme, because you've taken the mickey out of him so much.
Well, no, I haven't taken the mickey out of him. I love the book. I doubt he's listening.
So do I.
I'm not going to go on there. That guy's being a real tosser about me. I'm going to send him a video every day until either he comes on the show or I get bored. And I'm kind of getting bored after 2 days, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, like, he comes out with some really pretentious stuff in that book. It's rubbish, but I think that he is one of the few British punks to have made it in America.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And he was huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah. That's why he's so full of himself, because when you think about it, like The Clash, yeah, people know them, and there's Pistols a little bit, but Billy Idol, because he looked like a rock star.
Yeah.
I think he's quite popular in the States.
Well, he was. Listen, thank you for that. I'm going to play a little bit of Billy Idol, and I don't know what we're going to hit. So we're going to hit something. round. I can see some people phoning in. Stay there. I will get to you in a minute. I promise. If we go there, we can go at random.
Take off from school in the early afternoon to go play music there.
I'm hovering over. My finger is pressed on the dump button here, guys, because we just don't know where this is. We're at 1 hour 38 minutes. Who knows? Who knows what's going to be said? Billy.
First time I heard Velvet Underground's White Light, White Heat was in that basement.
Yeah.
We listened to everything. We eventually found a bloke who played drums, and he set his kit up in Bill's basement, which gave us a place to hang out that most kids would have killed for. Most houses in England didn't have basements.
That bit's a bit boring. Hang on a minute. Let's try there.
For a whole generation. We met up with the Pistols at Sartre's old hangout, Le Deux Magots, on the Place Saint-Germain-des-Prés, and occupied an outdoor table on the busy sidewalk. John was wearing a black beret and a red kid's jumper slit up the side. Parisians have always had a sense of pride when it comes to fashion. So it was great fun seeing the befuddled looks of surprise on their faces when confronted with a group of oddly dressed punks.
Befuddled.
This wasn't just a challenge to their sense of style and taste that could be chalked up to the generation gap. It was an assault on their ideas and attitudes. That attack continued into the night at the gig.
Large swathes of this are actually quite dull.
Fiend drip and the toot of the pain medication became an every 12-minute occurrence.
Oh, this is him when he's broken.
I was in heaven.
Yeah.
I had never taken morphine before.
He's in hospital because he's come off his motorbike and he's on drugs.
Before, and it was incredible. As I was floating in Neverland.
I picked that. He said the S word.
Getting hit by a car was a drastic way to get wildly out of my mind. But in the cushion of morphine, the womb felt more hospitable than ever.
Yeah.
Outside my body, I was in a world of hurt.
Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that on Periscope. Apologies, you didn't hear that at home. We'll take a break for the delay to build up. Then I can see we got a couple of calls waiting to go straight to air. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee. Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, call straight to air in the last 30 minutes or so of this. 0344 499 1000. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, it's the grass.
Hello, Supergrass. Well done, thank you. And more listeners should grass up my incompetent researchers.
Yeah, will do in future.
Thank you very much. Anyway, what you got for us?
Okay, horrible food.
Yeah.
Black pudding.
No, what are you talking about, horrible food? Black pudding is delicious.
No, it's delicious, but I mean, the thought of what it is.
Well, it's blood, isn't it?
Disgusting.
It's blood.
Yeah.
What is white pudding made out of then? That's what concerns me.
I don't know. Never tried it.
Well, it exists, and if black pudding is blood, I doesn't bear thinking about. But I'm not. Well, yeah, okay. I tell you what, I really like, and I only had one for the first time a couple of years ago. Haggis. Oh, I love a bit of haggis.
Ooh.
Sorry?
No.
It gives me terrible... Haggis and duck give me terrible indigestion, but, man, they're so delicious. Haggis is wonderful.
No. Chocolate.
Yeah?
Dipped in
Sorry?
cream of vegetable soup.
What the hell are you... What is this? You some sort of sexual deviant? What are you talking about?
It's delicious. It's lovely.
How did you discover that?
I at school, opening up one of those mini Mars bars, and I had a cup of soup on the go, and I dropped it, and a friend of mine dared me to eat it, and in return she'd give me a dummy. You know, one of those dummies that were in fashion, you know, that you have your neck. So I ate it, and then from then on, that was kind of my early break treat.
Oh, God, you disgust me. That is outrageous. That is outrageous behaviour.
It's lovely.
I tell you what I could do with now, and this isn't disgusting. This is not thick cheese sandwich and a tin of Heinz tomato soup, and dip it and dip the cheese sandwich in the soup. Boy, it would melt. Oh, I could murder that now. I'm on a diet because I'm a fat man.
I'm loving the Paul McCartney picture.
Oh yeah, someone should now. Let me try and describe this. This is brilliant, and I assume it is real. Danny Baker retweeted it, and it was tweeted by a guy called Mike Sington, and it's Paul McCartney on a train. You'd think nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah, so what? But he's just on like a Great Southwestern train or something, reading the newspaper, sat all by himself, and it's wonderful. Yeah. And as Mitch Benn says in a later tweet, apparently and I'd heard this before, he walks around a lot because no one's going to think it's Paul McCartney. They'll just think, oh, it's a bloke that looks like Paul McCartney, because you don't expect to see Paul McCartney sat on a train or walking around town on his own, but he does it all the time, apparently.
Yeah, my nan used to get the bus with Terence Stamp and Richard Burton.
Wow, really?
So, yeah. Yeah, she used to work for she was a hairdresser to celebrities.
Yeah.
In the 50s. She was worked for a bloke called Rene, who was the inspiration for Inspector Clouseau.
No! Yeah. Inspector Clouseau was based on somebody?
On a French hairdresser.
No, called Rene. This is outrageous.
There's a Michael Bentine interview on YouTube where he talks about it.
Wowzers! Well, that is the most incredible thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life. That's wonderful. All right, Sally, nice one. Bye. Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. Let's go to line 2. 2, you're on the wireless.
Good morning, Mr. Lee. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you very much, yes.
Right, reference to the Bobettes track there. Did you get that CD of Herb Albert?
That was you that sent it? I saw you on Twitter. Yes, thank you very much indeed. Here's the thing, I get so many CDs and books and things that because I order stuff late at night and then forget about it. And so I thought, well, where did that... And I ended up convincing myself I'd ordered that myself. And of course I didn't. You did. You're very, very kind. Thank you very much indeed.
I get sent doubles by Amazon for some reason. I don't know why. Because after you played Casino Royale, I looked into Herb Albert. Yeah. Because he did a video in the 70s with him walking like a tightrope wire in the video. And I just seem to remember that being played on early music box on cable TV. And I thought, well, I'll look into this chap. And you're right, he's spot on with his music. I hope Albert, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he's brilliant. He may be coming on the show at some point. That's gone a little bit quiet, but he may be coming on the show. But hang on a minute. Amazon send you doubles of things.
I don't know why. I've got about 4 or 5. I bought about 4 or 5 Buddy Holly CDs recently because I'm like a rockabilly DJ. Yeah. And I've been buying all the early stuff with outtakes. And I'm getting doubles. They send me 2 in each box.
Why don't you order, like, a TV or something? Put that to the test.
Anyway, look, what I want to tell you about cheese footballs.
Yeah.
They're still available, mainly towards Christmas time at Iceland and Sainsbury's in the tall cardboard containers with the twiglets all out.
Oh, mate, then this bring on Christmas, guys. Christmas 2017. It's all about the cheesy footballs. And here's the thing, I know my kids will hate them.
Well, here's what they would. This is what I do with them.
Yeah.
You bite the 2 bits of crispy outer casing off.
Yeah.
And then crumble the rest onto toast and bung it into the under the grill for a couple of minutes, and it slightly melts and burns.
How did you come up with... Everybody's coming up with the most insane food combinations ever. I love it.
Well, I'm an only child, and I got left on my own a lot in the kitchen, so I used to dabble.
Mate, I'm doing it. I'm doing it this Christmas. I'm so pleased you can get them. Thank you for that.
All right, take care, mate.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Hiya.
Hiya.
It's moi.
Hello, moi.
Right, hang on, have a listen to this. Hold on, just got to set this up a minute. Hold on. Set the sound. And I'm setting the sounds up, yeah?
Setting the sounds up.
Right, hold on, hold your horses. Right. Any minute now. Hold on. Right, ready?
Yes.
You ready for this?
Well, yeah.
Right, here we go. Right, here we go. Right, 1, 2, 3. Charging so... No, a bit early. Hold on.
What is this?
Right, listen.
Yeah.
You've got to listen to this. Charging slowly over wet sand. Back to the bench where your clothes were stolen.
Okie doke, that was weird. Let's go to line 4. 4, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, how are you doing?
I'm very, very well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm not too bad, thank you. Sorry, I was just had you on speakerphone, so
That's all right.
I didn't realise I'd be on.
That's all right. That's the way it works. It comes straight to air tonight. What you got for us?
Excellent. No, I was a first-time listener. I was listening to, I don't know if I can say it, Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast a few weeks ago.
Certainly say Richard Herring is a friend of the show, and you can certainly mention that with great pleasure.
Well, it sounded in the show that you weren't friends of the show at the time.
Well, did it? It's interesting because we Richard Herring and I have a past, right, where we've both kind of taken snipes at each other. Him more so than me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so I think we were both, and he very kindly invited me on his show, and if I'm honest, I was terrified because I thought he's going to stitch me up here, and so I was on my guard for the whole show. And he didn't. He was lovely.
And it sounded very interesting. It was really interesting. Like, you sounded up guard, and it sounded. You was very. Yeah, it was interesting. I found it really fascinating.
Oh, nice one. I've not listened to it. I can't listen to it, but he was lovely, and he was very funny, and I think he's absolutely brilliant. And I was probably a bit of an arse for being on guard for the whole thing. But there you go. These things happen. But
no, you weren't an arse. I found it really interesting, and like you basically talked about your show, and you talked about how the fascinating listeners and sort.
Yeah.
And then I was on. I was just watching Question Time tonight, and I basically put on how to get wound up on a Thursday night. Watch Question Time, and someone tweeted me saying, you need to chill out and listen to Iain Lee's programme and said it's got nothing to do with political stuff.
Yes.
Then I remembered, I've listened to that, and then I started listening to you.
So
and then,
tonight is the first night you've ever listened, and you've decided to call in.
Time. Yeah, I thought, wow, yeah.
That's
exactly.
incredible. That is, because, it's like something like 0.2% of the listeners call in. So to call in on your first night. What's your name, my friend?
My name's Liam, I'm from Sheffield, mate.
Liam from Sheffield. Give me an honest critique. Where are we succeeding? Where could we do better?
You're fine. Some of the callers in are a bit, I don't know how to phrase it.
Nuts? Drunk? High?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, high or nuts, yes.
Yeah.
On a first meeting, they might have been to Wetherspoons and had a few Jaeger bombs.
I think you're absolutely right. But that's what makes it so wonderful, I think, is the drunks and stoners and the lunatics.
It's great, mate. I'm enjoying it, absolutely enjoying it. It's fantastic.
Nice one, Liam. Make sure you tell everybody that they need to listen to this show, because there's only about 72 people that do listen, and we need as many people as we can get.
I was watching on Periscope, and there was 82 viewers on Periscope, and I thought I've got a chance to phone in and nicely chat, so thought I'd give it a go.
Nice one, Liam. Listen, I've got to move on, but thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, it is. Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative with me and Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Taking calls straight to air tonight for Why the Hell Would You Not? Let's go to line 1. You're on the wireless.
You're right, Ian.
I'm all right. Are you on speakerphone?
Don't think so.
You're on.
Hang on. No, it's not.
Well, it sounds rubbish. Okay, well let's see how we get on.
I don't know. Perhaps I'll move and try and get a better signal. Now, someone a minute ago was talking about Amazon doubles.
Yes.
And I had an Amazon double as well.
Oh,
so it does happen. It was I was getting a Christmas present. I wanted to get a bottle of whiskey, like the expensive one as well.
Yeah.
I think I paid about 40-50 quid for it, and then they sent two.
So, of course, you did the right thing and contacted them and returned that second bottle of whiskey, didn't you?
No, I saved it for the next Christmas and give it again.
Wowzers. How come I've never had this? I've had that thing where they've sent me
I don't think it happens often.
I've had the thing where I've bought a CD for a penny and they've sent me the wrong one and I've complained and they said, "Oh, we'll give you your money back and you can keep the CD." It's like, well, yeah, but I want.
I had that happen with a pizza the other day.
Sorry?
I had that happen with a pizza.
Are you just making stuff up?
No,
it feels like you're making stuff up.
No, I swear to God. No, I don't believe in God, but I swear to him anyway. It's 2 pizzas. I ordered a pizza and it came with sweet corn on it, and I don't like sweet corn.
Oh, mate, sweet corn on a pizza, that's where it's at. I love that.
No, it wasn't good, but not from this place anyway. But anyway, I've got hold of them and said, no, I ordered the chicken feast, not the chicken supreme.
Yeah.
But they sent the chicken feast out and they said, you can keep the supreme, and it was an 18-inch pizza as well. So.
But you couldn't eat the supreme because it's got sweet corn on.
No, but it went to my housemate, so I was selling it £1 a
Oh, mate, this is quids in. I'm going to start complaining about more stuff.
Oh, it's worth it. It's not. I didn't like it until I realised that you could get a bit out of it.
Well, here's the thing, because I've just signed up to Amazon Prime again, and here's the thing I found, right? If you complain to Amazon about something and you've got Amazon Prime, they'll offer you, like, a refund or the thing back. You go, yeah. But I've got Prime. That's not good enough. I want a month's free subscription to Amazon Prime. They'll give it to you every single time. I ended up getting 6 months free subscription to it.
Well, that's all right. I've been on the student one because they do that for you get a 6-month free trial.
Yeah.
And then it's £40 a year for the 3 years. Do you know you get your university emails? I don't know if you know this, if anyone would know this, but we've been trying to work it out.
Yes.
Because that uni email could get you in for discounts and stuff. But I want to know, because we're finished uni now, but I want to know what happens. Like, do they get rid of that email, or can I just keep using it?
Well, when I was at university, there were only 3 computers, and you had to book about 2 weeks in advance to get access to any of them. I'm not even joking. That's how old I am. That's actually what it was like. So I haven't got a clue.
No, but I mean, I'm just wondering though. So I think people must try and just keep the discounts. Thanks. I get 15% off in KFC as well.
Well, I wish I've never eaten in KFC. I wish you the best of luck with that. Line 4, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Hello, line 4.
Yeah, I've got a question. I thought I was going to tweet you, but I thought it's easier just to ring you and ask you instead.
In it?
Yeah. The Billy Idol audiobook that you're listening to?
Yes.
Is it a recent one or is it an older one? Because I've just been looking on Kindle for it, and the only one I can find is back in 2015.
Well, hang on a minute. Are you saying that 2015 is old?
Well, it's not old, but it's not recent.
Well, it's quite recent. It's 2 years ago.
Yeah, but recent to me is like 2016.
Flipping heck, look at you, MTV generation. You're ruined. You are ruined.
I'm 33 years of age.
Right, it is, 2015, to me, recent. I tell you what, recent is 1992 to me. I still think that was the other day. It's 25 years ago. It is the night. Come on, you can't imagine that Billy Idol has written more than one book, can you?
Well, possibly, because there was, I think, like 2 on there, maybe 3 on there that I saw. But the most recent one that I saw was the one in 2015.
It's called
the others is like
Dancing with Myself or something.
Yes, yes, it is the one I saw. Then yes, definitely.
Honestly, it is 12 and a half hours long, and I'm coming to the end of it, and I feel really sad. I'm going to miss that guy.
Yeah, because I've sort of like heard snippets of it, and I went on to Kindle, and it gives you like sort of a quick peek into the book. You can like sort of listen to like a little snippet of it.
It's very rude. It's weird because he has sex with loads of different women, right? But there's 2 or 3 moments where he goes into really, really specific, graphic detail of what are, in the great scheme of things, quite minor sexual events in his life. But he goes into real detail. I mean, the one where he's worried he's going to break his arm. Well, yeah, exactly. He goes. My hand was twice its size, and I had to sleep with it in a bucket of ice. It is. It's too rude to play.
Oh my gosh!
There's that, and then there's one on an aeroplane, and you just think, why are you telling us about those ones, Billy?
That sounds seriously juicy. I have seriously got to get that book now. Seriously.
Do it.
Yes,
Do it, Star. Do it.
Smashing. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling. Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000. Matthew is saying, I finished uni in May last year. I still have my uni email. Shock horror. Hold the front page. Oh, this is what I was going to do. But people don't know their next door neighbour's name. I won't do that now. It's boring. What's this? Oh no, that's weird. Here's one. The star. The star comes up trumps. Where have I put the star? There it is. Getting tired, guys, and I'm up early tomorrow. School sports day. I'm not competing. I'm just watching. I'm just watching. Oh. Where is this story? There's two stories in the Star. 20 Doc Martin fans have flown to Cornwall from the US to watch the latest series being filmed. Now, I've only ever seen one episode of Doc Martin, and I didn't understand it. Is it... because I wasn't sure if it was a comedy or a drama. It seems to be neither of those things. It's just like... nothing happens, and yet it is one of the most successful things of all time. They call themselves Clunatics. Clunatics. After actor Martin Clunes, who plays the Grumpy GP. Adele Gardner from Connecticut said, "The show is so funny and Martin is brilliant." The show is so funny. So it's meant to be a comedy show. Is it? Line one, you've got about a minute.
Doc Martens are goth shoes.
Oh, he turned the radio on so he could hear himself. Doc Martens are goth shoes, in case you missed it. Thank you for that. And finally, a mum terrified of spiders found a killer black widow in a box of grapes. Ah! From Tesco's. Ah! Kimberly Seymour said, "I'm still very shaken up by it." I bet you are. I bet you bloody well are. I absolutely hate spiders, and I just went into a frenzy when I saw it. I wouldn't recognise a black widow. The 33-year-old found the creature in a punnet of black seedless grapes. Imagine if you're just reaching in without looking, watching the telly, and you put them in your mouth. Grapes, nice grapes. Oh, nice grapes. There's a spider in my mouth. Kimberly had intended to give the fruit to her daughter, Phoebe, 9, who was off school with chickenpox. A likely story. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Emma. That, dear listener, is the end of tonight's show. Tomorrow night, who knows what will happen. I don't think I'm going to have time to get the fireworks tomorrow, but you never know. I don't know. Don't forget, you can get the podcast on iTunes and your usual podcast providers. Until 10 o'clock tonight, ta-ta!
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Dial up and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.